Hello my lovely spectators, Diddy here. Welcome to my studio. This is the final video. Just another video on the Creep on June. I did the 3 videos and I decided to kind of come back. I decided to use up the papers that I had, and I made myself a journal just to, contain everything. So we're gonna actually go through, look at some of the things that I just continued to make. And then we're gonna add some more labels in here, like this little guy. So let's just look at everything, pull out some things from the pockets, figure out where we need to make some like adjustments. Like for example, right here, this needs to be adhered down. Okay, and so I had opened it up, and then I said, oh wait a minute, you know what, I need to kind of, let me just show you guys, right? So yeah, so this is why we're here with a 4th video on Creep on June stuff. So actually, this is made from the pieces that I had created, those background pieces. This is a piece of fabric that I purchased off of Amazon that has like a cork kind of texture on one side, fabric on the other side. It kind of rips cleanly. Well, no, actually, let me not say that. It doesn't rip cleanly. I cut it cleanly with the trimmer. You can fray it, is also an option here when you just pull at it. So I had cut it down for the size of the paper, but then this piece I decided to make a little wraparound strappy thing with the yarn. So this yarn was like a bright orangey color, and then I decided to run it through my fingers and my dauber and add some black with the ink pad to it. So this is how the closure is. So you can slip it off if you want, or open it. And then I had recently gotten this what do you call it? This wooden fencing from somebody. This is it's actual pieces of wood, 3-dimensional. So I decided to do like the theme to be very grim, like grim wood. This is why that's on the front. Using pieces of the backdrop paper that I made. I added the last of the numbers that I have. No, I have another set of 13. I put this here and a bunch of her tombstones, meaning Tracy Fox, right? Now, I said in a couple of other videos, I don't know what was going on. My printer did not want to print these. I saw Jody's on June 2nd, and hers were nice and black. So I guess it depends on your printer quality. But I still used them to make the back has more of the tombstone, and then I just did a little cluster, twisted tail, little creeps on legends, and just the word creep. This is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, right? There's 1 hole here, here, here. I tied this up here. Initially, I had that yarn as a dangle, and I was going to add a dangle, but it needed to have a closure, so I kind of trimmed that down, knocked it off with some glue. So this is wire-based, so when you move it, it kind of stays, which didn't bother me. Eventually, it probably will snap the amount of times I've opened it. But what I've done was I took all of those 3 papers that I had. So I had this plain brown, I guess, some of the gray, some of the cream, and some of the dark brown backgrounds that I hadn't used in all of my other projects. So I figured, let me make them into pages. So I did so by creating them to be about 8 inches tall, folded over the little bit that was left. Excuse me, to make a little pocket here and there. This cover is just literally the piece of the fabric. The back looks like this. I rubbed my dauber on it to kind of dirty it a little bit, and then I started adding the elements of the pieces that Tracy had incorporated into the kit that I had shown but I hadn't used. So she had, let me just show you and pull some things out that I still need to decorate, because I started putting them in there for later, and then I said to myself, I need to kind of, finalize it. Let's not leave packages or projects half done. So in here is one of her pockets. I had used these guys in another make, so she had these little tag booklets. I decorated all of those in a video. And then all these random, so many cute critters. I just placed them wherever, and I still have more that I want to place. But I have to see if they're going to work or not. So over here, it looks a little bit like it's open for something to go there. I may want to make a cluster and put it there. This is another one of these guys that I have placed and did during the video. So I want to come in here and do that. This was one that I made off camera, so I need to put a little word there, so I pulled him out. And then we maybe want to look for something we can put like right here. So we can take one of these and just put the word twisted, because you know that is the gist of all of these. There's some words that are like multiple, like where is it? I don't know. What do you call it? So I'm just gonna have to look for some things. So just let me give you a few overview, pull the stuff out, and then I'll come back with, you know, finalizing, right? So we need to put something here, possibly something up here. So again, I'm not 100% sure what. I have the labels. The rest of what I have is critters and the boxes. So here, like, this is what I started to do, and I said, oh, let me maybe do it on camera. This is one of the pages that was left that I didn't use as the card, like I did cards. And then these guys were there, so I used this one and the library services, just little tucks to go in here. I felt like he feels library-ish. And I just tucked them all behind here as a tuck spot so that I would include all the pieces that, you know, she had in her thing. So if you want to see what it is, you'll do that. Maybe I'll add something here. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I just added critters because they're so cute. But then do I need to put something up here? I'm thinking I want to. I made a pocket. So here we have another one of her envelopes that she made. She made coin envelopes, right? So I put critters on them that I felt went with it, but I feel like I need a word or two. So this one I inked already. This one I still have to ink, so I'm pulling that out. This one was an envelope. So this is the side that you look as the visual. This is where the envelope peak, right, would normally be. And so I attached a critter, and I was looking for, I need to find my Velcro dots, because I want to put a Velcro dot there and there for it to be closed. I don't know, I might put something on this side just as a little kind of, you know, moniker, like Twisted Tales, just to have something on this side as well, but the focus is there, so we need to do that. I did these as well. I'm not sure if I did these on camera or not, but I did these because honestly she had these little square ones or rectangular tiny ones that it screamed identity card. So I was trying to use up my paper, and I did do a bunch of these. All the background is the same. The name, I pulled what I thought could represent the person, because I don't know who's who, right? I could guesstimate. So Frankenstein's Bride looks like that. There's another one that looks like that. She's a little more sweet looking. This one's a little more creepy. I chose to use that. And then I just, you know, put it and matted it on another piece of paper that I had made as a background. Also, these random off-cut pieces, I put another one. He's Frankenstein. So she's got to go right there with him. Now, do I want to put other stuff here? Possibly. Not another character? Probably not. So again, words or something. I haven't decided. These cards I made as well on the video. So my dilemma is, what do I put up here? Like, there's so much space that's not really grungified. So I was thinking maybe using some of her boxes and cutting out pieces and just having some of the color from her kit also present there. These pockets I love for the tags, but then you lose the critter that I put on there, so I'm kind of on the fence. So I've been tucking them like half in, half out. This one probably could use, like, you know, another little a little thing like Once Upon a Time, just to add a little touch. This was the hidden paper clip that I made, so I placed it there. And on the other side, right, we have two identity cards. Now I'm on the fence about the identity card being the same color here, but it's kind of where it is. So Sleeping Beauty, this is what card is done, that's why I'm showing it to you. So Sleeping Beauty, okay, let's go back over here. Sorry, hopefully you'll forgive me. I'm not gonna go back. And then I didn't know who he was, so I just put Rumpelstiltskin because he needed a name, and she had all of these beautiful black, white on black strips, right? So that's in here, this is in here, and they're just hanging out there. The spooky other side of the other paper clip is there. Again, feels like it needs something, so I may, like I said, just cut out something from the boxes, because I didn't make the boxes but one that I used in the other video where I made the cards. So here are some. So there is repetition of the characters. Here's her full-on body, Frankenstein's Bride, right? And then we go here. So now this is the other Frankenstein's bride. So this is the Frankenstein card. So he's a polygamist and whatnot. So I put him here with her because that's kind of where they go. Another cluster of words or something. Here are the file folders, right? So all I did was I grunged this up and this up, but it is still white on the inside. I feel like I need to do something to kind of finish this off. So I pulled 3 different critters to put on there. So we need to fix and finish those. And then maybe add again something up here. Here's a pocket that I added, and then here's one of the other critters that I need to finish off. So we're taking him out. This feels naked. I think a critter could go here if it could go with this guy. I have to go and look and see who I have left over. I also decided to put the identity card, or I could put the identity card here, so then maybe I don't need all of that in the back. I don't know. And then this could just maybe use a little cluster of something. The same thing here, right? This is wide open and clean. It needs a little something. Maybe some of that, the boxes and stuff like that. I haven't decided yet, right? So this is what I'm working on. This seems very cluttered with this one here, so I might take some of these out. But these were ones that I had made, and this was another one of those envelopes where I need a Velcro dot to kind of finish it off. So that may not happen this installment. Right, and also here need to put some words or something like that. So we have these two here, right? And then we also have this one here, and I feel like I gotta let it just hang out there. This feels rather open, and then this is the back. So there are quite a number of things we need to finish off, namely inking and adding words to these, which we're gonna do. We also have some of these decorative elements. Like I could just do that. Or is that enough? I could put it over here and maybe a little bit of words. So we have some clusters to build. So I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to ink, get the words that I want to attach and finish up that and then show you that and put those into here. And then we're going to see what else we can add to zhuzh up and have that final journal and then a full look through. Okay, I apologize because I just went off on doing everything. So this is going to literally be a flip through and some shares of the things that I put together. So I did wind up using the paper from one of the boxes. And I still have 2 boxes that I could use another time for something else. I mean, and there's so many critters left over. I mean, there's so much content. Oopsie. In this kit, it's like unbelievable. It's crazy. It's so, you just want to use everything, and maybe I've overdone it. You will let me know in the comments when I go through this flip through. So let me get into it. Earlier you saw that this was the binder. I'm not going to put it back on. You already saw that. The front, nothing has changed. On the inside, over here, nothing has changed. I added twisted creepy creatures. I could put more clusters. I don't know. Like right now it looks really sedate. I didn't want to put anything else necessarily on the fabric here. I could maybe, I think, pull one of the other things, but we'll see. So we've got the little cards that we already have shown. And then this. So all I did was add this little weird cluster here. I think that was there. I added this little curious creatures and a little banner piece that comes in the kit there. Over here I added the scary tales with these little tiny pieces that come in the kit. And then I finished off these guys by adding the word fear and the word beast. I inked around the edges, and I also inked up and grungified the flaps. Still don't know where my Velcro dots are, but that is the intention, so they fit there. They cover enough of the space that it didn't bother me that I didn't do anything there. Here, I just left him and her together. I did add this as a cluster, and then I did put it as a little bit of a tuck, so there's a little slipper. So I cut off the tag part and made them more of different shapes, because most of everything was like really tag shaped. So just trimmed that off, fixed the edges to the stamp, trimmed this off, left it straight. Over here we have these 3. That's the same. I added this little cluster over here, and then these are the rest of the boxes. So we have one that's written on, and then one that was made as a tag, a little pocket for that tag. So we have that going on here. Nothing but a couple of labels added to this one. This is a tuck. I could add something underneath here. Not right now, I didn't. I did the same thing here, just finished this off, inked around the edges, added Grimwood on there. Could put it in here so when a person who's looking at the journal looks and they take it out to look, they'll see. Now this is a hidden paper clip. Could stick something else underneath there. Not sure what, but possibly. Now here's like where it looks a little crazy because it is. You know, you see this, ooh, what's that? So you need to take this out to see that this is a flip. Okay, I was going to put something here, critter, whatever, maybe another piece of paper to write on, but this is a perfect spot for journaling, and then you have access to him. So just adding those layers in a way that makes a person have to move things around is fun. Okay, over here, this is the flip, so then this became the tuck. So I removed him from being tucked under her so that we could see more of it, and we're able to add some of those other cards that were in the kit. Right? They don't necessarily go with the creatures, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about how that looks. This owl was speaking to me, so I had to put him there as a cluster. Here's another cluster, and then here's another thing where you see like things are behind. Well, these two cards, just cards. This is the other little envelope. So I grungified that side, and then with one of the boxes, I created this flip out. So I did this crazy drawing over here in this inking because I had done it someplace else. Where? I'm not sure. I had to find it. Plus, everything is getting these little black things, which would normally, still does irritate me, but normally be like, oh my god, this is grungy, dirty, you know, that whole like whatever kind of aesthetic. I'm even thinking maybe coming back and adding more splatters on the spots that are empty, or just leave it like this so it's hidden journaling. So you got journaling here and journaling here. I was thinking about putting a critter, so like hello, but I left it for now. So then you have this, you put this in front as well as these guys, and then you have a layered effect with plenty of things that you can do. Here I attached her with the Grimwood, Dread, and the identity card, so we just put them back into the pocket like that. Here's another paper clip, so all I did was make from the box a little pocket to add more of these cards. So you do have to kind of move him, right? I could have tucked it under. This is why I'm saying the paper clips could probably be utilized a little better, but I'm not mad at it. On this side we are using it for sure. We added this creepy once upon, then there's the crooked forest, so we just tucked him under there. On this page I took everything off of it and I made a belly band from one of the pieces of the boxes, and then this felt too open even though this was in front of it. I just dragged my ink pad down, trying to give like a wood grungified effect, and then just highlighted some of the shapes around it. So just nothing crazy, just a little, you know, a little zhuzhing, because it did feel a lot like down here. Yes, it feels quite how do you call it, like, you know, you can see the wood, the brown, right? But this is the part that really bothered me, so I zhuzhed that up. Then on this side, all we have is our little guys in here, and this is where I grungified this. So then I opened it up and I felt like that grunging was weird, so this is where I first started this thing where I made this look feel like a spot to write. So I grungified the whole edge and then I capped it off with just some squiggles. So all of these critters you saw before, they just have little not names there, little labels there, right up there. Up here feels a little naked, but I ran out of, I don't know, like this and this and this. She has a lot of labels, but a lot of repetition, which is not a bad thing. It's variety, but then it's like, I want to use everything, but I can't put the word creep on something 15 times. So I kind of felt like a little constrained, but I made these little clusters out of her arrows and pieces of the envelope, of the, not the envelope, the boxes, just to add a little beep beep. So up here might be something nice. I don't have anything right now. This is the same. I didn't put a word here, but I did move one of the paper clips to the cover. So she's on the outside, this paper clip, and he's on the inside because she's there. Just because the paper clips inside were like preventing me from utilizing pockets well. So I feel like over here I could possibly add something. I could even add a critter. I'm going to show you what I still have left. So these two boxes are left from the kit, and then this whole thing, 41 pages. Let me raise you up a little bit more. 41 pages, cut and cut. And this is not from there. This is all I have left, guys. Labels, some labels, and some of the freebie. So let me just move this over here for a minute. Right? Look at that. That's it. That's it. These are the freebie. They printed a little funky. I didn't use them yet. I felt like the purple, I like it, but it has to be its own project. So yeah, so I have some pages here that I could do something. Like if I needed to tuck more things in pockets, definitely could just fold this up, make another journal space, putting a little card here and there, but I don't know if that needs it right now. I have more labels, right? A lot of labels. We have a lot of these little guys that were still left over. I only did a few, 6 identity cards. Could do more, right? So what I was thinking was, maybe, do I have somebody who screams at me, put me on the cover? She's awesome, but I don't want to tag on the cover. I want to cut out Critter. So yeah, so look, there's so much more that was, oh, he's adorable. You want to put him on the cover? Oh, let's see. Let's audition, as the community says. Let's audition. We got that one. I don't like this because I got bumped when I was doing the cutting, so that's too much, as well as this one. See, my cuttings were really pretty close. He's cute too. She's a little too small. I like him as well. I like the little critter ones. This one with the capes, they're cute, but not my jam. He's adorable. Cut by bumped. I think I bumped 2 of my cutting situations because it was behind me and I'm moving around. She's pretty, she's dainty, but not, I don't think for the cover. I want to have something a little bit more interesting or grimy. I could put 2 of them. Do I want to put? No, I don't want to put 2. So who goes on the cover? Do we have the big-eyed squirrel? Do we have this guy here, like that? Or do we have this one a little more, what do you call it, on the cover? So on the back looks like this. And so I want, you know what, I'm going to go with him. I think he's adorable. We're just going to put him there on the cover. And then we'll be done. Then it's done, and done. And so, and then I need to find a place in my house to hang out, because I don't know what to do with all these journals that are just creative arts for me. They have plenty of writing space. In this case, it's all on ephemera. But, you know, it's a small little one. It's interactive. It was a fun experience to do this. I had never done Creep on June. So having the opportunity to kind of participate was fun. Like I said, very fun. Okay. So, there we go. Alright, so she is done. Right? We got our pages done. We're going to put our little band back on here. We can just slip it right over. Okay, let's do that. And yeah, I don't want to cover you, dude, but you're going to get a little bit of your head covered. Okay, so there's my Creep on June 2026 journal with all the goodies inside. So, I don't know. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It went from let me show you something to let me just show you something. And I think that's fine as well. Hopefully you agree. Please subscribe if you're new. If you're not new and you've been here with me for a moment, thank you so much for the support and your continual return to my shenanigans. Please like, comment, let me know. Did you do Creep on June? And yeah, until next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye.